Hi, it's Ginger. Just trying to utilize our time as productively as possible, just like everyone else. And these weeks are certainly rolling into each other, and it brings up different questions for sure. And for me, one of the biggest questions that it brought up is, how do we stay grounded? And that's what I'd like to focus on at the moment. What is it that we can do in these uncertain times and uncertain pathways and confusions and conflicting bits of information and misinformation? Where can we go? What can we do to stay grounded within ourselves? So I thought about that and prayed about it. And what came to me is that we're really looking for an anchor. We're looking for something that makes us feel, okay, that resonates as the truth, gives me peace. That makes me feel peaceful. I can deal with that as the truth. And we're trying, we're doing our best. We're taking care of our families and doing with less and enjoying, I hope, some beautiful times with family members and loved ones and being able to go out and take walks. And all that is so good for us in so many ways that we probably won't even be able to appreciate until many weeks and perhaps months down the road. But let's talk about right now and getting grounded. And as I said, we're looking something to anchor to. And what came to me was the difference between human law and universal law. So let's just see if we can understand that. A human law is the law that someone makes up. Now, a perfect example would be a speeding limit. Now, it says on the road, maybe in each different state, it varies, such as 55, 60, 65. It says something, and there's a law written somewhere that says, this is how fast you could go. The sign and the decree written down has no power until somebody breaks it. So it has a negative effect in terms of its potential power. It is also a reactive law, means nothing happens until someone reacts to it. You could be going down the street at 65 miles an hour, and if there's no one there, no power. You could also be going 50, and maybe somebody's in a bad mood and you get pulled over, and maybe you know them, maybe you show them a card, no ticket. Or vice versa, something else could happen, and the guy gives you a ticket, and you're just going 52. So it's too biased. It is very personalized, which means it reacts to the person. It's not a standard across the board. That's a human-made law. It works here, but not here. Now let's take a look at universal law. A universal law is not biased. It doesn't consider one person any different than the other. Does not even have to be written or agreed upon. It just is. It doesn't treat anyone any different than anyone else. An example of that, gravity. I mean, we could debate gravity. You could go up to the top of a building and say there's no such thing. I saw it written somewhere, which is about as logical as people grouping together, whatever, 500-600 years ago, because they believed that the earth was flat. And did the earth all of a sudden curve because one group won over another group? No, truth existed. The earth was always round, and humanity, in its sophistication of thought, found the truth. That's universal law. Truth exists. Truth is there. It's evident in us. And why is that so? Well, it's so because no one comes from here, and truthfully, no one gets out alive. We are spirit first, infused with a body. In the act of creation, we are spirit and flesh coming together, but the spirit was first, and then it became the physicality, and there's an intelligence in us, and that intelligence is the universal creator. Some call it creator, some call it universal beloved. God. It is in us. That is the glue that does not change. Whether it is wartime, peacetime, famine time, robust time, love time, hate time, what never, ever changes is the quality of God. And that has a very big impact on us right now if we allow the truth to be discovered. Just like Wow, Earth is round. Okay, break up those groups. How about that this time is a time to get grounded in the truth and the peace that's always there? It's inside out. It's not outside in. And how about that this is the time to do it so we can become such a powerful influence for one another and to really get to the truth, which is every thought has power. Now, science again. There's a guy, he's in heaven now, wrote a book about 50, 60 years ago. His name is Cleve Baxter. And the book was called The Secret Life of Your Cells. This guy did a ton of experiments in the early days of consciousness and the idea that there's more to trust in what we can't see. Now we understand it to be as quantum physics and also the power of consciousness itself. And so he was very curious about that, quite the pioneer. He started to do all kinds of research and testing, and this is all documented. And you can go online and find his book if you'd like. And one of the books that he, in this book that he wrote, The Secret Life of Your Cells, one of the experiments that he did was simple yogurt. And what he did in a controlled study, he took a container of yogurt you'd buy in the store, put it in 2 dishes, blind study, put one in one laboratory room and put the other in a whole other building with a blind study person, etc., etc. And then what he did is he set up like very rudimentary kinds of instrumentation, like a polygraph machine that would register any electrical current on both. And he put in the one half a tiny, tiny drop of what he had was a tiny drop of the fruit of real lemon. And the reason is the yogurt is alkaline and the lemon is acidic, and it would cause a reaction like milk curdling. Very simple. The second before the drop was going to go in, a fraction of a second, it was going to go into this half of the yogurt dish, miles away in another laboratory altogether, the other half reacted. It knows its other half. This, if we look at this, whether you look at it from science or metaphor, we are all connected. Even scientific fact, many scientists have understood now that our DNA itself is about 99% the same. So we are so much more the same and connected than what we're allowing ourselves to become and to utilize. We are connected. We feel each other. We influence each other. Every thought ripples and ripples and back again. Ripples and ripples and back again. And we are discovering that more and more now. Maybe the power of this crisis is to get grounded in, wait a minute, I am not powerless. Wait a minute, I am not victimized by anything or anyone or anybody else's thought process. I am who I am, created by God, and I have that power in me, and I'm going to tap into that, and I am going to send a positive thought, because along with those universal rules is another one that says what I send out comes back to me. It comes all the way out, ripples around the globe, ripples through the universe, and back to me. The term there is called reflective consciousness. It reflects back to me. There's where we get law of attraction. If I think positive, positive comes back to me. This is our time to rise up and to become truly, truly the best versions of ourselves that we've ever been. What I say for me is true for me. What I send out comes back. I am an influencer. I am influencing. You are influencing me. Right now, we can hold to positive thoughts. We can say we are all rising up. We are rising up as individuals, as families, as a nation, as a global community of humanity. We are rising up to be the best that we can and to purge all manner of darkness, no matter what its source. Whoa! Imagine even half of the 7 billion people in the world doing that. That's power. Do not think powerless thoughts. Do not think negative thoughts. It cripples you. It ripples into your family and into your environment. A simple, again, observation. If you're a plant person and you take good loving care and you like your plants and you water them and then you go away and you give them to someone else to water, or they don't get any attention necessarily, they look different. They want you. Your children want you. Your loved ones want you. You carry a vibration of peace and love. This is a time to create the connection that we really were made to have. We miss our families. We miss our gatherings. We miss our laughter and our parties and our celebration. Let's get it back. Let's get it back now by staying home, being careful, being cautious, but using this power to say we are ready to step into the best life ever. We are ready to step into the best form of our nation, the best form of global community. No matter how long it takes, we are willing to take responsibility for our thoughts. We are willing to take responsibility for our attitudes and say, I want to be part of the solution. I want to connect to all people and say, we're more the same than different. We are under one law, one God. Let's get it rockin' rollin'. Let's celebrate. Let's make parties. Let's sing and dance again. Let's hug and touch. We are visceral beings. We were made to do this. We were made to make love. Period. And we can. Maybe right now the new touch is eye contact instead of physical contact. Then make love with your eyes when you look at someone. Look right into them. Be like Shakespeare, who knew that ahead of time. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Look right into them and say, Namaste. If you don't know what else to say inside of yourself other than hello, breathe that one word, Namaste. So much power in that word. It means the light in me blesses the light in you. And so, let's get on with it. Connect, create, celebrate. Let's make that our code. Connect, create positive thoughts and feelings, and celebrate who we are. Let's look forward to the best version of ourselves, the best life ever. Namaste. To you and family. I miss you. I love you. Namaste.